Everyone, I welcome you all for the next session, that is a Prime Minister. These are the certain contents that we are going to cover during the discussion of the Prime Minister. That is Prime Minister, appointment of the Prime Minister, power and function of the Prime Minister, relationship with the President. So, being a citizen of India, we all are aware about the Prime Minister and how it is elected. But let us see each and every point in detail. In the scheme of parliamentary system of government provided by the Constitution, the President is a nominal executive authority and the Prime Minister is the real executive authority. In other words, the President is the head of the state while the Prime Minister is head of the government. So please try to understand the difference between the President and Prime Minister. In America, the presidential system is there, whereas in India, the Prime Ministers are there. The appointment of the Prime Minister. The Constitution does not contain any specific procedure for the selection and appointment of the Prime Minister. Article 75 says only that the Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President. However, this does not imply that the President is free to appoint anyone as a Prime Minister. I hope it is clear to you. Next, in accordance with the convention of the parliamentary system of the government, the President has to appoint the leader of the majority party, as we all know, in the Lok Sabha as the Prime Minister. But when no party has a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, then the President may exercise his personal discretion in the selection and appointment of the Prime Minister. In such situation, the President usually appoint the leader of largest party or the coalition in the Lok Sabha as a Prime Minister and ask him to seek the vote of confidence in the House within a month. This discretion was exercised by the President for first time in 1979 when Neelam Reddy, the then President, Charan Singh, the coalition leader, as a Prime Minister after the fall of Janata Party government headed by Morarji Desai. There is also one more situation when the President may have to exercise his individual judgment in the selection and appointment of Prime Minister. That is, when the Prime Minister in office died suddenly and there is no obvious successor. That is what happened when the Indira Gandhi was assassinated in 1984. The then President Jai Singh appointed Rajiv Gandhi as a Prime Minister by ignoring the precedent of the appointment the caretaker Prime Minister. Later on, the Congress Parliamentary Party unanimously elected him as its leader. However, if on the death of the incumbent Prime Minister, the ruling party elects a new leader. The President has no choice but to appoint him as a Prime Minister. In 1997, the Supreme Court held that the person who is not a member of either House of the Parliament can be appointed as a Prime Minister for 6 months, within which he should become a member of either House of Parliament, otherwise he ceases to be the Prime Minister. Constitutionally, the Prime Minister may be the member of any of the two houses of the Parliament. For example, three Prime Ministers, Indira Gandhi in 1966, Deve Gowda 1996, and Manmohan Singh in 2004, were the member of Rajya Sabha. In Britain, on the other hand, the Prime Minister should definitely be the member of lower house, that is the House of Commons. Then power and functions of the Prime Minister. Let us see what are the different powers and functions that our Prime Minister is having. The power and functions the Minister can study under the following head. In relation to the Council of Ministers, the Prime Minister enjoys the following powers, head of the Union Council of the Ministers. First, he recommends the person who can be appointed as a minister by the President. The President can appoint only those persons as a minister who are recommended by the Prime Minister. Second, to allocate the and reshuffle the various portfolios among the ministers. He can ask the minister to resign or advise the president to dismiss him in case of difference of the opinion. He presides over the meeting of the Council of Ministers and influences its decision. He guides, directs, controls, and coordinates the activities of all the ministers to do to be. He can bring about the collapse of Council of Ministers by resigning from the office. Since the Prime Minister stands at the head of the Council of the Ministers, the other minister cannot function when the Prime Minister resigns or dies. In the other words, the resignation or the death of an incumbent Prime Minister automatically dissolves the Council of Ministers and therefore generate a vacuum. The resignation or the death of any Prime Minister, on the other hand, merely creates a vacancy which the Prime Minister may or may not like to fill. There are certain relations with the President. In relation to the President, the Prime Minister enjoys the following relations. First, he is the principal channel of communication between President and Council of Ministers. It is the duty of Prime Minister, first, to communicate to the President all decisions and council of the Council Ministers relating to the administration of the affairs of the Union and proposal of legislation. Second, to furnish such information relating to the administration of the affairs of the Union and proposal for the legislation as a President may call for. And if the President so require, to submit the consideration of the Council of the Ministers any matter on which decision has been taken by the Minister but which has not been considered by the Council. He advises the President with regard to the appointment of important officials like Attorney General of India, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Chairman and Member of UPSC, Election Commission, Chairman, and the member of Finance Commission, and so on. Whereas the relation to the Parliament, the following capacities or the powers the Prime Minister enjoys. Let us see what are those. Firstly, he advises the President with regard to the summoning and the proroguing of the session of the Parliament. He can recommend the dissolution of Lok Sabha to the President at any time. And the third is he announces the government policies on the floor of the House. Whereas the other powers and functions that the Prime Minister is having are, he is the Chairman of Planning Commission, National Development Council, National Integration Council, Interstate Council and National Water Resource Council. He plays a significant role in shaping the foreign policy of the country. He is the chief spokesman of the Union government. He is the crisis manager-in-chief at a political level during the emergency. As a leader of the nation, he meets the various sections of the people in different states and receives the memoranda from them regarding their problems and so on. He is the leader of the party and the power. He is the political head of the service. Then the Prime Minister shares certain relation with the President. Let us see what are the different relationships that the Prime Minister is sharing. Following provision of the Constitutional deals with the relation between the President and the Prime Minister. Article 74, according to the Article 74, there shall be a Council of Minister with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President, who shall, in the exercise of his function, act in accordance with such advice. However, the President may require the Council of Ministers to reconsider such advice. The President shall act in accordance with the advice rendered after such consideration. According to the Article 75, the Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President and the other minister shall be appointed by the President on the advice of Prime Minister. The minister shall hold the office during the pleasure of President, and the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the House of the People. According to the Article 78, it shall be the duty of Prime Minister first to communicate to the President all decision of Council of Ministers relating to the administration of the affair of the Union and the proposal of legislation. Second, to furnish such information relating to the administration of the power of the Union and proposal for legislation as the President may call for. Third, if the President so require, to submit for the consideration of the Council of the Minister any matter on which the decision has been taken by the Minister but which has not been considered by the Council. In this particular discussion, we discussed about the Prime Minister, qualification, its election, and the different relations he shares with the Parliament, Prime Minister, and all. Thank you for watching.